Many years ago, in the beautiful city of Okigwe, there lived a handsome young boy named Uzoma. Uzoma was the first son of his parents and had a younger sister named Adora. But sadly, their parents had died when Uzoma was only 13 years old. Uzoma and his sister were so broken, they wept non-stop. However, none of their parents' siblings agreed to take them in due to fear that they would not be able to provide for them alongside their own children. So they left them alone. So Uzoma and Adora had to live by themselves and also fend for themselves. But thankfully, they still had a roof over their heads. Although their uncles and aunties neglected them, but they were still kind enough not to take away their father's house from them. Uzoma was in GS3 when his parents died, but he decided to drop out of school so that he could work and provide for his younger sister. So every day, Uzoma would do all sorts of menial jobs, from fetching water and doing manual labor in construction sites to going from home to home to wash people's clothes. Uzoma ran all sorts of errands just so he could make some money to provide for himself and his younger sister. And with the little money that he earned, he used it to cook for his sister and also pay her school fees. Uzoma was a father and also a mother to his only sister Adora. His sister was barely 8 years old when his parents died, so he had to teach her virtually everything, from how to cook to how to sweep and how to take care of herself. Uzoma's childhood was stolen away from him. He had to mature really quickly for the sake of his younger sister. When boys of his age would be busy playing football, Uzoma would be seen carrying load in the market with wheelbarrow. But despite everything that Uzoma had to endure, he was very happy and did not grumble about the responsibility that he had to carry at such a tender age. So things continued like this. In a few years' time, Adora had graduated from secondary school, and this made Uzoma very proud. He had single-handedly trained his sister through secondary school. By this time, Uzoma was already 25 years old and was even more determined to ensure that his sister goes to the university. So a few months later, Adora got admission into the university to study law. Uzoma was excited, although that meant that he had to work 3 times harder. But Uzoma did not mind. He labored day and night under the sun at different construction sites. He would even proudly tell his co-laborers that his sister was studying law in the university. Each time they took breaks from their work to eat, he would say things like, if you see my sister, she's so beautiful and she's also in the university. I'm not just studying any regular course, but law. I can't wait for my sister to graduate and become a lawyer. If any of you as much as argue with me, I will sue you to court. Uzoma would say very proudly and excitedly, and his friends would laugh. But his fellow laborer Emeka would usually reply Uzoma and say, but Uzoma, why did you not sponsor yourself to school? Instead of, sending your sister to school, you're smart, you're hardworking and intelligent. You could have as well sponsored your own education. Why are you slaving away for your sister? What if tomorrow your sister turns around and does not appreciate all of your sacrifices? What will you do then? Emeka asked, looking very worried. Haba, Emeka, why will you think like that? This is my blood sister. Oh. It's my own blood sister. It's my only sibling that you're talking about. Besides, she's my younger sister, so I'm responsible for her. And I know that she's very grateful. She tells me all the time. And I'm definitely sure that she would never turn her back on me. You see me, I will continue to work hard and slave away if that is what it takes for my sister to amount to something in life. Then I really don't care what happens to me. But I will make sure that my sister has a very good life. Emeka replied proudly. So things continued like this. While Emeka worked tirelessly, his sister Dora studied law in the university. As a matter of fact, Adora lacked nothing. Adora even looked better taken care of than people her age whose parents were alive, because her brother did not just pay her school fees, but also made sure to give her enough money to buy fine clothes and shoes so that she would not feel inferior to her mates and be tempted to start sleeping around with men for money. But after 1 year of paying school fees and providing for his sister, Uzoma knew that university education was not as cheap as secondary school education. He was getting very frustrated because despite his best efforts, it was a struggle to provide fully for his sister's university education. He knew for sure that he did not want his sister to drop out of school. Uzoma was worried and would spend all night thinking. Then one day, he suddenly came up with a bright plan. All this while, he and his sister had been living in their father's house. So Uzoma decided to sell his father's house, the only property that his father had left for them, which he was supposed to inherit as of right for being the only son. But he decided to sell it instead and use the money to sponsor his sister's university education. So a few weeks later, Uzoma sold their home for 15 million naira. He put 14 million naira into the bank while he used the other 1 million naira to rent a smaller room for himself and use the remaining balance to start up a restaurant. So Uzoma no longer worked at construction sites, but started selling food at the market, while he used the money he had deposited in the bank to sponsor his sister through her university education and through her law school. So after 5 years, Adora graduated. She graduated with a first class. She was super happy